Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome to a behind the scenes peek at Joy of Blue. Joy of Blue is a collaboration that I started several years ago to get more blue into crafts, and people do a variety of things. I think this will probably be the last year that I do Joy of Blue, so don't worry about joining for next year, but you still have a couple of months and you can use the hashtag if you want to get involved. For this month, I have a whole bunch of cards. Ooh, some are on bases. Let's use the ones that are on bases because I don't have any made. And they're unfinished objects, UFOs. So I thought I would go through and let's finish some of these blue ones. Ooh, this one's fun. I need different sentiments because I'm going to be doing that craft fair. I also have a bunch of sentiments prepped, and you know me, it is a mess here, so there's stuff all over. I was all cleaned up, spotless. I shared it with my members in a Zoom. It was amazing, and it didn't last 24 hours. Then I went to travel journals. At this moment, I have 3 done. A 4th one is like a half a step away. I just lost momentum, didn't feel like looking for more vintage cardstock, and thought I better work on this because I think this is due Thursday. I don't know. There's not a lot of time. But I thought I would share. This is a fun way to do fast cards. If you have card fronts prepped, these are scraps. And then during my die cutting for scraps, I also made sentiments. So I didn't make them at the same time. I didn't plan any of them together. But if you like a certain color, maybe you're a pink lover or a green lover, or you use lavender in lots of stuff, it will help you tie things together. Your favorite color can be the factor that helps you bring the cards together. You can see I have a lot of blue. Have a lot of blue scraps, therefore I have a lot of blue die cuts. We just go through, oh, here's one that'll go with anything. We just go through and say, okay, which ones will work? Now, I have some more little thanks over here too. Mini thanks. Let's leave these in here because they'll get lost if I pull them out. But we know they're there, and then if we have a big embellishment we want to use, we'll use one of those smaller ones. Now, I can just take these sentiments and slap them on the card fronts. These are so busy, I think is the word for it, that it doesn't need a lot more. That one would need a little more contrast on the back. There we go. Like that can be the card, and we can be done and run out the door. But we want a little bit more on these cards. So let's look around and see what embellishments we have sitting that could add. We could get neutral, teals, blue. I mean, just about any color probably in my room. I have some flowers. I have a box that's flowers, and I have some really cute stickers in here and embellishments and some leaves even. And then I remembered I fussy cut a bunch of these birds out of a paper that it was scraps from bird journals or nature journals, and I didn't want to let them get away. How cute would these be? This one is a little busy, doesn't pop like it should. Maybe this one. There we go. Different colors, it's going to work better. On some of these scrap cards, if it's just too busy, the birds might get lost. We could even have a couple birds. And the other thanks is a little big. Oh, I think that's the same metallic. It's a little weird because this is white and this is cream. I don't love that, but I mean, it's a metallic card anyway. So I think we can make that work and call it a card. If it was somebody who, like I was making it for somebody and they're really artistic or a collage person, I would probably layer it up more. But I mean, I think that's not too shabby. I'll glue it together because you know me, otherwise I'm going to forget what my plan was. Oh, let's be absolutely sure that, yeah, I wanted to be sure I didn't have it like sideways or messed up. So if you have a favorite color in your room, don't worry about things matching and coming all together. They just will because you buy so much pink or green or yellow. And you could also look for complementary colors, like orange and yellow both go really well with blue. So I could look around and see what I have in those. I probably have some fun, like sunshine die cuts or something like that. I probably don't have a lot of orange except in my fall. These also could use enamel dots or gems or those little nail gems. You know, it doesn't have to be like big bling. There we go. And we have a thank you card. The other thing you could do, is kind of weird, but I might do it anyway, is you could add some little bit of sparkle to these birds. I don't know if birds should sparkle, but maybe. Okay, I'm going to turn off the camera, let Mr. Crafting and Relaxing bang around, and lay out some more. Okay, I made another one. On this one, it took me forever, but I used really thin foam mount. I have quite a bit of it, and raised that bird up. And in person, it makes a lot of difference. I don't know that I'll do it again. I'm kind of worried because his beak is going to catch on something. It's just sticking out there unprotected, but it looks pretty cool. And it really plays up this blue, and I put it right at the seam, so there's not a lot else going on there. I like that one. And then I'm thinking I'd like to use these birds, but I don't know, that kind of gets lost. So we might need something else. And I played with some of the small ones. But if I use one of these, I think the sentiment needs to go, well, actually, I think this one's vertical. I think the sentiment would need to go down below. Ooh, this light blue would play up those eggs really well. Ooh, that might be a fun one. Yeah. This needs to be carefully glued down so it lays flat. But I like the light blue and the light blue playing on the eggs. So I think that'll be a card too. I was digging around on the counter and I found this bag of, I don't know, it's stuff I fussy cut out of a couple sheets of paper. A bunch of them had dogs on them. So I put those in the pet thing. I think I might have made cards with them. And then there was this giant wonderful. And I couldn't find a You Are Wonderful. So I think I'm going to go with Hello Wonderful Friend. I'm not sure. I'm not totally sure if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. There's a certain demographic that just says thank you. They don't say hello, wonderful friend, but I would say hello, wonderful friend. I don't know. Would you? Okay. And I think it's very trendy now. Like people say hi, friend, and hello, friend. And I don't think we ever really used to do that. We just assumed you knew you were a friend. I guess we do that on videos too. Okay. But I think in videos, maybe you needed to be told because you didn't get to come hang out with me. It's a little different. Oh, this is cute. Noni made this. I didn't make this. This is her hello friend stamp. Oh, I like it. They're embossed. So even though the hello, which I cut it a little sharp. I had all the room in the world and I should have given myself a little more space. Even though the hello is really small, it's embossed. And I think it's fun with the hello. There we go. Hello, wonderful friend. Is it a stretch card? Yeah. Is it different than other things I make? Yeah. So I'm doing it. Now, I could put foam mount behind it. The foam mount that I have is very malleable, but I don't know. It just seems like a level of work. And it's glitter embossed, you know, that paper, it just gets warpy sometimes. So I'm going to just glue it down. And it came that way. I didn't do anything to it, which is nice. It's not the kind that sheds at all. It is like clear embossed over it. That was pretty trendy for a while. Some of these papers are old. And you can sort of tell the papers in your collection by what they did at the time. I like the papers that came like with clear embossing and glitter and stuff on them. Okay, this one has washi tape across it, which I think just adds some interest. We could have used a plain one. I tried it on this and it was nice, but this is actually a vertical card, so that was no help to me. Okay, and then we'll put this right here. And it'll pop even better when it gets a card base because it'll have that layer of white behind it. Of course, I'll have to make the card base. So you'll just have to believe me till then. Okay, now, because we've got 2 different layers or levels of embossing stuff going on, I'm going to be sure we put some weight on this sucker and let it sit. So what I've been doing when I turn off the camera is weighing stuff down and walking away. I was checking my list and I have a request for some thinking of yous from a family member. I think that's going to be cute. Like I said, I'll make card bases later, but you know, imagine it like that. So let's see what I have for thinking of you. My thinking of you die is bigger, so it doesn't fit in this box. So I'll show you where I keep it, if I can find it. I used to keep it in the drawer with that larger box, but now I keep it in the cabinet. You know, has a million shelves, garage sale, $10 cabinet. Can't beat that. I don't see any prepared, but I was sure I had some. It's really cute, but it's a... Oh, here's a thinking of you. I don't know about glitter for the circumstance. It's a illness thing, but maybe we'll try it. Maybe we'll have a variety. Ooh, sending you hugs. You can't see it probably, but trust me, it's there. That might be a good one. Oh, there's some thank yous down there that are vinyl. I thought I had at least one thinking of you ready to go. Oh, I have a little one too. Maybe there's some in here. Here's one right here, but I would need some pretty flowers or something to play that up. But it is on navy, so it makes sense with these. So let's pull that out. And hopefully Eliza won't take them. Okay, I think this is a ton of many thanks. I do have a thinking of you die that's that size, and maybe I'll do some more scrap work tonight watching TV. Oh, that's birthday. I think these are all birthday. Sympathy. And we'll get some thinking of you cut. My other one is really big. I'll show you. I don't know if I can show you. I didn't see it on the wall, so I thought it was in here. Here's many thanks. Oh, see, here's... Oh, no, that's many thanks, too. Oh, we should use this leaf one. Here's my thinking of you. It can be kind of tedious, you know, thinking of you and a background layer. And then here's the newer one, thinking of you. I'm kind of hooked on this brand. So I'll set those out and we'll get a bunch of thinking of you. And I want to do that before we use up all these floral backgrounds. Since they're going to go to the same person, it would be like a series of cards. Maybe we'll do one like this and one like this. Now, are there any with washi? No, I should have saved one of those. Okay, well, we're not going to do 5 of the same. So maybe we'll have, this one has paste on it, so sending you hugs might not lay nice. Okay, we'll put sending you hugs on that one. And maybe we can find a flower or a bird. We'll put thinking of you. Thinking of you just, I feel like it does not work with this. It's too fine. This die, maybe I should, hate to say it, maybe I should put it on a piece of paper and cut around it. Like, I don't know, one that's not ugly with it. It might be a cream one if it was going to go with the right, because then it will pop. It is so fine. It needs to be on something a little more solid. So if I cut this out and then glued it, not on these because it's white, but you get the idea. So thinking of you, we're going to need some of. So we'll do some of those. Then maybe we'll save 1, 2 of these just in case for thinking of you. And then we can take this and this, put it by the TV, and this paper looks kind of masculine. Have you noticed this paper is directional? This floral paper has glue on it right there too, which is kind of a bummer. But on the other one, I just took the bird thing right up to the corner to cover it. I just wasn't dealing with that. Oh, look, this one would actually be the right way. Yeah, I think we should make this. It is different, and maybe it needs... Okay, pretend this is a solid. I don't know. That's too many layers of paper, I think. Napkins are trickier for me. Oops, it's messed up right there. Yeah, I better get one that isn't. I like this space right here. When you use napkins, or it's like using basic gray paper, or somebody who doesn't have totally repeating patterns, this one would be fine if I was covering it right there with a 2-layer die. But there might not be one where the bird's nest is exactly where I want it. Is that kind of obsessive? But you know, the thank you just fits so perfectly on that one under the bird's nest. Oh, here's one that's on a card that I could even trim, you know, since I was talking about having the, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I don't want to trim it. Okay, I have to think about those, and I'm pretty much out of time right now. This one's super cute, but whoa, this one's like journal thick. This would be amazing in a journal. They're done on different materials, so some are better for cards, some are better, like it must have been paper she didn't love. And some are like packing material, you know, recycling, reusing. Ooh, look, this one would be cute too somewhere. I still have not found the wax seals that Noni made for my birthday. No joke, haven't found them. This box is birds and butterflies. But there are some fall colored wax seals around here that she made. Oh my gosh, this bee is too cute. I would need a little something else to tie him in though, I think. I'll keep looking. Okay, you can see what could have been simple, and I thought I was going to churn out a whole bunch of cards. It took a turn, but I was thinking about, you know, what do I have on my list, and not just making for videos. I definitely need some thinking of yous, and I'm not sure when I'm going to see that person, but I feel like I'd like to get them delivered sometime within the next week, because I got that request at least a week or so ago. Well, good morning. It is Tuesday now, and oh, don't worry, I'm gonna live, but Zelda got me last night. She didn't mean to. Zeus tried to politely greet her, and she did not understand what that was. So we are doing intermittent visits where Zelda comes out of her room and says hi. And if you're new here, we are integrating an old dog and one kitten, and then a second kitten just arrived. She's been here 2 days, I think. So they're not at the point where the kittens are polite to each other yet or play loosely, but they're getting close. The bigger kitten sat in a large dog crate while the tiny kitten wandered around her, and there was no hissing. And I think there was a nose-to-nose greeting, and there's been lots of saying hi under the door frame. It just makes it a little more complex because, Zeusy, what are you doing, honey? He's shopping in my stuff because the tiny cat is very afraid of the dog. I mean, you should have seen her. So I don't think there was a dog in her foster home. Okay, I wanted you to see this part. It can be a little tedious, but if you have a die where all the parts are loose like this, and I don't think this is my die. I think Noni or somebody let me borrow this, and then I happily gave it back. So if you have one like this, keep the background. Buddy, what are you eating off my floor? That's fabric, not food. Stop it. Then you use them to place them so you can get them straight. I already did hugs. I probably should have showed you that part because it was easier. It's bigger. It's more likely to be successful. But this is kind of how I do it. You can either, the S's are tricky because the big one wasn't the same upside down and right side. It didn't fit at the end. I don't think this one is either. And glitter paper doesn't help, right? Because you can't see what's going on. And it's super thick. Now, this die, Zeusy, sweetie, quit eating the fabric. He does not care if things are food. He's a crazy old man. With all these kitten toys, I'm really worried because he did eat Sadie's Christmas toy and throw it up. Okay. So I'm going to glue that S down, and then I'm holding the S with my thumbnail, and I'm pulling the background off. And the reason I pull the background off is because I want to be sure I didn't glue it. I want to be sure nothing oozed out and stuck. So now I have the S in place. And usually I do every one. On this one I might try doing to see if I can save myself some pain and time. Of course I might talk and mess up and put them in the wrong order. But maybe I'll do the beginning, the end, and then a couple of them maybe I can fill in freehand. Don't mind the thrashing around the room. That's just Eliza. Zeusy, Stop it. No, 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 no. We're not cleaning the floor. What is wrong with him? He's crazy. The floor is messier than it's ever been because I did the scraps challenge, and then I've been trying to keep Eliza out of here, and I haven't been running the vacuum. You know, 2 kittens trying to get a little sanity here. I vacuumed a whole bunch before Zelda came on Sunday, I think, but I didn't do the craft room because I was busy trashing it. Okay, Eliza has her toy and she's running around behind me like crazy. Okay, now this one, I don't want to get a bunch of glue in the middle of the D, so I'm just going to put it on the D itself. But you get the idea. So if you have one with a bunch of loose parts and you can't figure out how to line it up, and what may be really, really smart, but I hadn't thought of, is cut 2, like keep one as a template. Like this would be a lot easier to do if I had a solid white background or a khaki color or something, and I wasn't trying to use the glitter that it came with, right? So I typically save both parts together and then throw out the glitter. But if you're one of those super organized people who keeps your dies in a pocket, you could have a neutral color, maybe black or something you don't die cut in very often, and save that as your background in with your die. I mean, that would be really brilliant. And then you would have a contrast or something that would be more useful and easier to see. Oh, good. Now we're gonna have a kitten help us. She's wandering. Oh, she's not staying. She has stuff to do. Counter was too full for her interest level. So anyway, now you're seeing how I do this. I'm not going to do all these letters on camera. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get these tied down so we don't lose them, because I don't have this die or any more of this glitter paper, I don't think. So if we lose any of these letters, this card sort of becomes trash unless we just use like a sticker. But for the audience I'm thinking of, I don't like that. I was thinking this would be a good card. You know, the person asked for thinking of you, but they didn't know I had sending you hugs. I'll do this one. And then I went through my stash and I got a couple thinking of you out. And what I noticed was in my stash, I had gotten a new thinking of you stamp, an ancient Stampin' Up! One, and I used that a bunch. So let's make some with the dies so we have some variety, right? If you're going to get a series of cards from someone, I don't want them to be all the same. Uh-oh, that one got away from me. Let's just try and freehand it and get it straight. Glitter paper is another chore, isn't it? It doesn't stick very well and I can't get a hold of it. But this is a nice glitter paper. This is close to my heart glitter paper, I think, if I got the brand names right. You know, the Stampin' Party at Home, one of those companies. And it doesn't shed at all. It's really nice. Okay. But I'm not buying more glitter paper. I am glitter papered out. It is harder to die cut, harder to work with. There we go. Okay, now this is a little bit big. So let's just take this guy right here and put something heavy on him. Bam. Now, while he's drying, I was thinking about, ooh, here's one. The scrap cards that I made on Smash Our Stash, because I don't want to have all of these, right? I want something totally different. So this one's nice. It has some blue. What if we... I think I'll glue this onto a background and cut it out, and then we'll pick a card for it. This one is kind of a, it's blue, but it's sort of an earth tone-y card. I wonder if it would be nice if we cut the background on craft and then the front on navy or something like that. Let's look. If only we had more scraps. I've made such a mess, I can't even close the boxes. I've just been closing the door very carefully and making sure that Eliza can't be in here. But there could be one oops, and then there will be a problem, you know. Somebody could even get hurt. I don't really love that for that one, plus it's too small. Oh, too bad that bird's beak got cut off. I would have fussy cut him. This is a good size piece of paper. Ooh, I kind of like that background. That's actually way better than craft, I think. I don't love stripes this way and stripes that way, but I do love that as a background. So maybe I will just cut it, and then if we don't like it on this card, we'll use it for something else. It never hurts to, that's a card front. It never hurts to have a nice die cut in your stash. And I'm shocked that I couldn't find any of those, because I thought I had some cut, but maybe they were so nice I put them on cards already. Okay, I don't know what the front's going to be, but I'm going to turn off the camera. I'm going to do this die cutting. I'm going to find something to glue this guy onto. He needs to go on a solid because he is, what's my word? A little fiddly, like a little fine, and I think he would just pop better. Not this. Okay, we'll find him something. And then I'll come back and we'll put some more cards together. I start and stop things when I'm crafting in the morning before work, or, you know, maybe while dinner is cooking. So 10 minutes here and there. And I had picked out this blue washi because I wanted to put it behind sending you hugs to help it pop, because I thought it was going to get lost in this background. And then it was sitting here and I realized it is getting lost. So I'm going to try, and this is a gamble because we don't have another U that matches, but if we got in a big jam, we could, I mean, we have other U's, right? We've got a U here, we've got some other dies, we could figure something out. So what I'm thinking is we'll put that right there. I should probably commit and glue it down right now. We just need something to help the text pop, because it's messy and it's getting lost. Even for me, it's a lot, because I don't have enough contrast or difference in color either. It's mostly the contrast that's a problem, because the background is a little bit blue-green and this is a little bit violet, which I don't usually love, but I was trying something here. And this die needed to be used, this die cut. This is my theory. I lost the, here it is. Put this over this. I don't use, like when I did the thinking of you, oops, I need to put the eyes on there, dot the eyes. Sometimes I use jewels, we might do that. I don't use the background as much because on a curved, nice die cut like that, it helps you figure out exactly where it goes. But on something like this, you don't have the guiding edges of the background layer. So what I'm gonna try and do, oh, and I did put, oh, it's under there. I put that on black because I only had like 3 pieces in my scrap box. I didn't get into my 12 by 12 Ziploc bag that were big enough, and 2 of them were the same color. They were a gorgeous greenish blue. This one, which I don't know, it didn't really work with that because of the violet. It was just too green for me. It wasn't bad, but it didn't say, yeah, I care a lot. Okay, then you can see why I've been putting off using this die. The glitter paper is so sturdy, resistant. If this was just white cardstock, this would be faster and easier. And your eye just cannot see the glitter. So the idea of having a special one that you just store with the die, that's really brilliant. I mean, I would never do it because I hang them on the wall and I'd lose it. But if it was a die that I loved and used a lot, which having a contrasting background would probably help, I could just magnet it on there too, onto the wall. If you're new here, you probably haven't seen my storage ideas or that kind of thing, but I do also have membership with my channel, and then you see, oh, absolutely everything in my house. And my craft room is the most exciting, I'll be honest with you. Now, let's let it dry. Okay, also picture it on white, which will kind of tone your eye down, and imagine you opened it up in a fully lit room in person. I think that helps. And I like the blue, and I wish I would have done it behind sending, but at least I got it part way. Okay, let's put that on there. Because it's glitter paper, it's very likely to curl or resist. and because I was skimpy with the glue, because I have glued it to the background and had to throw away my work before because I put too much glue in there and it oozed under and I wasn't peeling it off every time like I was showing you. So I'm skimpy with the glue when I do that. Okay, what else do we have going? So we're going to do thinking, I think I am going to do thinking of you on here. This one needs a trim because I can see a nick of the burgundy background right there. And then a back layer to kind of help it pop. You can just put these right on your card bases, but if you want a more finished look, it's always nice to give it a back layer. This paper right here, I don't think is Night of Navy. It's a whole bunch of scrap squares, like a million. I think, did I get them at a store? Did somebody give them to me? Can't remember. But it's pretty close. So I might back it with a Stampin' Up! Night of Navy and maybe a 1/4-inch border even to kind of let it rest, or pretty good size like this one. Maybe not full quarter. So I'm going to trim this and I'll find us some background for that. We'll let this one sit. That's the last of the process video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you saw the final cards in the Joy of Blue video. Bye-bye.